Okay. When did you first start working at Drake Music?
I started working at Drake in 2008.
Do you like working at Drake?
I do, yep. I started off, was working as a volunteer, and I was helping out with Liveheart, a band at Drake, and I was sort of making teas and opening doors and helping people into taxis and things, but then I became an associate musician.
Like what they do, like as you come into the building, like one of those, I can't remember the name of them, but we one of those
helpers.
Yeah.
Just sort of helping out and opening doors and making sure everything was accessible and for wheelchair users and stuff like that. So
has it been fun?
Yeah. Well, I really enjoyed doing that. I enjoyed being involved with the music side of it, and then Pete Sparks, the artistic director, he asked me if I wanted to start running the band that I was helping out with. So I said yes, and I've been doing that for 3 years.
Is it good running a band?
It is. It can be quite hard work sometimes.
So you're a manager?
Manager, could call me a manager. So I write out all the music, and I help everybody learn their parts, and then I try and keep everyone together rhythmically and sort of give a bit of life to the song as a whole.
Are you planning to do anything in the future with your career at Drake?
With my career at Drake, well, there's lots of things that I've not done yet, which I'd like to do. There's a few projects happening in care homes with older people with dementia, and I'd be quite interested in getting involved with that. And also early years, I've not done a lot of work with early years, so small children under the age of 5. I've not done a lot of work with that, with those age groups, so I'd be interested in doing that as well.
That sounds interesting. I'd like to do something like that too.
You'd like to work with early years?
Yep.
Good.
So can you tell me how it goes when you start the job? Can you tell me how it goes?
Okay, so first of all, you need to know a little bit about some of the people you're going to be working with. So a little bit of background information just to help you plan a session. And it's good to sit in on some other musicians and see what kind of games they might play or warm-ups they might use, because sometimes it's good to copy that.
You like discovering new music at Drake?
I do, yeah. Often I work with young people and they come up with some new interesting ways of playing instruments and things I hadn't thought of, and music that I hadn't heard of that they introduced me to. So that's always great. I always love to discover new ways to play music and listen to music.
When did you first discover the figure note?
Figure notes was when I first started at Drake in 2008. So that's when I first got introduced to the figure note system, and I thought it was great because it takes all the complication out of when you're first learning an instrument. It can be really complicated, and it puts a lot of people off. But the colours and the shapes are really simple, and you can instantly have fun and join in together. And so I really, really like the idea of that, and that's what I work with a lot now with the bands that I run, is figure notes.
Okay, what do you intend to do? What other courses are you intending to do at Drake?
Sorry, what was it?
What other courses are you intending to do at Drake?
The kind of work that I'm going to be doing with different people, or?
Yeah, I just wanted to know what you're planning to do next with Drake.
What the project's coming up. Well, a lot of projects are finishing right now, so we've got lots of school concerts and things, and so after the school summer holidays, sorry. So yeah, after school holidays we've got a lot of different projects coming up, and it's going to be Edinburgh Council run projects, and there's Inclusive Classroom coming up, and lots of other exciting things that are going on. I think I'm going to be working with some schools that I've already done some work with, and that's always really good because you can see the progression of the pupils since you were first there to where they are now, so that's always
really good to see.
Yeah, it's always really good to see, especially if you think you've maybe had a small part to play in their progression musically. So.
Like, it's like when I first started, I couldn't play guitar. And then I got taught it, and it's like, wow, I'm actually quite confident I can do this.
That is it. That it's all about confidence, I think, and I think everybody can do it. It's just about getting started and having a positive experience with music. So.
What do you think musicians should do to expand and teach other children about music?
What Drake can do?
No.
No.
Like musicians in general, what do you think is important for teaching music?
Yeah, okay, so I think a lot of classically trained musicians can get they've been taught a certain way, they've learnt a certain way how you approach music, and I think in a way what Drake's taught me is that if you want to play, there should be a way for you to play. So it's maybe, I would say, some other musicians might want to look at kind of possibly putting some of the teaching to the aside and trying to be a bit more open to new ways of playing an instrument, whether that's playing a guitar flat or using figure notes and colours and shapes and reading music in a different way, and just listening to the participant, listening to the pupil, whoever wants to play, because I'm sure they have lots of ideas about how they could go about it. I
got another couple of questions in my head.
Okay.
What do you intend to let people know about Drake music?
What do I intend to let people know about Drake music?
What would you tell them if they hadn't heard of it before?
I would say it's a great place for coming to enjoy music and play and learn, and it's a really social place. Everyone likes to join in with each other, and yeah, it's got some brilliant people that work for Drake Music, and there's some really great ideas, which I'm always being inspired by the other people that work here.
Oh dear, I can't think of any more questions.
That's fine.
Thank you. What famous people have you worked with in Drake, or have you met?
Famous people? Well, the Proclaimers are the patrons of Drake, and they came in to the opening of this studio, and I met them and I got a bit starstruck. I didn't really know what to say.
When did the studio open?
That was a couple of years ago now. I think it was 2010. So yeah, it's been open for a few years now, and they came along to the opening of that, and I told them that I liked their music.
Is that all you said?
That's what I said, because I didn't know what else to say.
You could have said, hi, I like your music.
Oh, I think I said hi. Yeah.
What did they say back?
They said thanks very much.
So you got two sides as boots now.
I was a bit shy, yeah.
You could have asked for an autograph at least.
I know. I didn't do a very good job.
Thank you for doing this interview with me. I have no more questions in my head just now.
That's fine.
Have you got anything to ask me about?
I was, because I don't really know the work that you do. You're using figure notes yourself.
Yeah. I learned when I was about in P7, so or P6 or P5, I can't remember. But I learned when I had neuroshiny.
Neuroshiny, yeah.
And then John took over. And that's when I learned to play guitar.
Brilliant. And
David is getting me into big performance now, so I feel I've gone up a level.
That's great.
It's so good to go up a level, and it's a shame the guitar wasn't working this morning though.
It wasn't really, no.
So I could have shown you.
I know, that's it. But yeah, that's good. Okay.
Thank you for doing this interview.
No worries.